Hello, welcome, and thank you so much for joining this presentation as we talk about the incredible destination that is Japan and the amazing tour offered by Cruise Express. Now, my name is David Craven, and I'm blessed to be one of the key account managers here at Princess, and it is my absolute pleasure to be talking about this amazing destination with you all today. Now, before we get into it, I just wanted to talk about Japan as a destination as a whole. Now, it is by far one of the most popular destinations, international destinations, I should say, for Australians because you've got a direct flight. It's pretty close to home, and there's just so much which is enticing to Japan. It is a cultural hotspot. The food is fantastic. It is absolutely stunning in terms of the scenery. You get the different seasons. There's just so much to love about Japan, which is why it is so popular. Now, we realized this many, many years ago, and as a result, we have been cruising this region for 10 years. We are celebrating our 11th year this year, believe it or not. And our beautiful Diamond Princess is the ship that pretty much lives in this region year round. Now, when it does get a little bit colder in that winter season, so we're talking kind of that November to February part of the season, we will relocate the ship away from Japan because it is a little bit nippier. Typically, she'll go down to Singapore, but guess what? For this forthcoming season, the Diamond Princess is coming down to Australia. She'll be based out of Melbourne and Brisbane before heading back up to the land of the rising sun in February/March for, of course, that iconic spring flower season. Now, I'd strongly recommend adding a cruise portion to explore Japan if you are looking to go to this destination for a number of reasons. Now, of course, you can do land tours, you can do rail, you can do lots of different things. Why not do it all? But I think one of the things I want to highlight is the benefit of cruising this incredible destination. Now, Japan is actually over 14,000 islands. That's right, you heard that correctly. It's over 14,000 islands. So what better way to explore an island nation than by the ocean? It just kind of makes sense when you can understand just how diverse it is. Now, up until the Edo period, Japan was founded on lots of different kingdoms. So Japan was completely broken up into little miniature kingdoms spread throughout this island colony. Then the Edo period happened where Japan was unified and became basically the Japan that we know today. Now, because it was broken up into these miniature kingdoms, Japan's really diverse in terms of the history, the culture, the religious history, as well as the cuisine. So by doing a cruise and exploring the very top to the very bottom of Japan, you're going to get to experience as much of this amazing country as physically possible. Now, there are so many destinations that we visit, one of which is actually the Diamond Princess itself. This ship is a stunning ship. Now, you can see here, it looks like I'm in the piazza at the moment on board the Diamond Princess. I'm not, unfortunately. I wish I was on board, because she is a stunning ship. She is our rejuvenating lady. Now, there are plenty of opportunities on board this stunning ship to make sure you are coming home relaxed and rejuvenated. How many times have you spoken to somebody and you say, "Oh, how was your holiday?" They said, "It was fantastic, but I've come back shattered. I need a holiday from my holiday." We don't want you doing that. We want to make sure you are coming back energized and rejuvenated, and the Diamond Princess is going to be one of the best ways to do this. Plenty of opportunities to ensure that you are feeling relaxed and re-energized, I should say. So we've got our adults only conservatory, a beautiful spot to relax, grab a cocktail. It's an indoor pool area, so it's nice and warm. Doesn't matter if it's cold outside. It's always going to be nice and lovely and warm inside. And if it's a really red hot day outside, it has a retractable roof, so we can actually open up the roof to make sure that beautiful sunshine is flooding in. We've got a superb Lotus Spa offering, so if you want those more traditional Western experiences, your kind of Swedish massages, we offer all sorts of things. You can even get Botox on board. Sounds crazy, but you can do it if you really want. We're going to make sure you're going to be very well rested with our Princess Luxury bed. And something that is very unique to the ship is our hydrotherapy pool. That picture there at the top left is part of the Itsumi experience, a traditional Japanese onsen experience. That is the largest Japanese Itsumi bath in the world at sea. Now, this is an amazing experience. Anybody who's been to Japan, or if you know anything about Japan, you will have heard about these onsen experiences. It's a huge part of the culture of Japan. Now, we actually have an Asumi bath experience on board, and I was lucky enough to experience this back in October last year. You come into the changing rooms where you get your very own gown, you get your very own slippers. There's an area where you can shave for the gentlemen. And then what is expected is that second picture on the left there is to come in and then fully wash yourself. Now, traditionally in a Japan Itsumi bath, you will wash yourself for about 45 minutes. That's right, about 45 minutes. You will scrub yourself from head to toe, making sure you are as clean as physically possible. And traditionally, this is done completely naked. I was in a swimsuit. I was the only person in a swimsuit. Everybody else was in their birthday suit, whichever makes you feel comfortable. It's absolutely fine. If you prefer to wear a bathing suit, wear a bathing suit. If you don't mind being in your birthday suit, then enjoy it. Then what you do, once you've showered and made sure you're nice and clean, you then head into the Itsumi pools. There are 4 inside. So what you're looking at there are 2 of the internal ones. And then you've got doors on the right-hand side, but there's 2 indoor/outdoor. On the left-hand side, you also have a Swedish spa experience. So these are all inside. Of course, like I said, because you're going to be in the nude, we are split to men on the starboard side, ladies on the port side. So kind of retain your dignity, if you will. But then what you can do is come on outside to experience the largest Itsumi bath in the world, and that's the location there. So it's at the aft end of the vessel. So it's a wonderful thing to do kind of at the end of a port day. So if you've gone shoreside, you've had a really kind of big, busy day, you've lots of walking, all those different kind of things, come back, let all of that stress and strain wash away, come out to the beautiful Itsumi bath, go for a swim, and then you have that beautiful wake there. So you get that gorgeous vista as you're leaving that port of call. What an amazing, amazing experience. Now, on board the Diamond Express, we created a extremely immersive experience. Now, the whole kind of idea of Princess, if you've never cruised with Princess before, our whole kind of idea around cruising is we want to immerse you in the destination. We don't want to visit. We want to bring the destination on board with their culture, with their music, with their food. And the Diamond Princess is by far probably the best example of this. Now, on board the Diamond Princess in the Japan season, expect about a 70-30% split. So about 70% Japanese guests on board, and about 30% Western. So with this in mind, we will have a English-speaking cruise director, as well as a Japanese English-speaking cruise director. And a lot of the entertainment will accommodate both Japanese speakers as well as English speakers. Then there will be bespoke activities for the Japanese as well as for those Western cruisers. An example of that would be, we'll have Japanese lessons. We'll teach you how to speak Japanese on board the ship. A perfect opportunity to learn a couple of sayings and things to get you through each port of call. But with that being said, please expect, the standard offerings. We've got movies under the stars showing the latest movies. Enjoy a bag of popcorn under the stars. It's a great experience. We've got those Broadway style shows. We will have all of those typical cruise director events and activities. Expect karaoke. We'll have karaoke. We'll have trivia. We'll have bingo. We'll have all of those princess staples to make sure you're having that traditional princess experience that you're used to. We have an amazing kids club on board. We're extremely family friendly. You tend not to see an awful lot of kids around the ship at all. The reason for that is our youth centre is absolutely fantastic for the little ones on board. Now, whilst you are on board the ship, you will get to experience the medallion class experience exclusive to Princess. Now, what is the medallion? The medallion is this small little thing here. It's about the size of a dollar coin. This is your everything on board the ship. This is your cruise card. This is how you pay for things on board the ship. So literally, when you come to your cabin door, because you've got your medallion on you, it automatically unlocks for you and you walk straight in. The great thing about the medallion class experience is it's designed to empower our crew to deliver the finest service at sea. Now, quite often when people kind kind of read or try and learn about the medallion, they think it's very tech heavy, and they're like, oh, it sounds very techy because it's got an app on your phone, so on and so forth. Don't think of it about technology. It's all about giving our crew the best opportunity to serve you the best way we possibly can. A really good example of this is if you've cruised before, you'll know that in the morning, the cabin stewards are looking to come into your stateroom to give it a clean and make sure it's as fresh as it can be. Now, quite often you'll hear them knocking on the door in the morning and they'll say, you know, housekeeping, something like that. You'll never experience that on board a Princess ship, because the medallion has a technology in it allowing you to it's like geocaching. It allowed you to kind of locate your fellow travel guests on board. The cabin stewards can see if you're in the stateroom, and when you're not in the stateroom, you'll, you know, kind of shower, change, get ready for breakfast, leave your stateroom. They'll come in and they'll clean your stateroom. You'll come back from breakfast, come back to your cabin, and magically your stateroom is always clean. It's service you feel, not necessarily see. It's an amazing experience. And as soon as you do experience the medallion class cruising experience on board Princess, it's really, really hard to travel any other way. Now, one of the most important things on board any cruise is, of course, food. And I assure you, you will not be going hungry on board the beautiful Diamond Princess. There is a smorgasbord, a plethora of different dining options, whether they're casual pop-up, whether they're specialty dining, immersive experiences, or, of course, you're included. Now, we made a couple of changes to the way that we dine on board. We now have a new feature called casual dining. Okay, Alfredo's Pizzeria is an example of this. Sabatini's is an example of our specialty dining. So specialty dining are for those kind of beautiful a la carte sit down dining experiences. I always recommend anybody who's doing a cruise, go to the specialty dining. I know we have plenty of included dining options, but they're genuinely very, very memorable. They're a wonderful experience, and Sabatini's is one of my personal favorites. It's absolutely stunning. I adore Italian food. Sabatini's is a superb Italian offering. All the pasta is made fresh daily. And one of the kind of highlights, I'm not a massive chocolate lover, but there is a dessert only found in the Sabatini Trattoria called Rocher. It is our take on a Ferrero Rocher. So it's a glass. It's a chocolate kind of dome about this big, flecked with hazelnuts. Then when you crack it open, inside you've got a hazelnut ice cream mounted on a chocolate sponge with chocolate mousse around. It is absolutely divine, an absolute must if you're going to Sabatini's. Now, what we've got are a few casual pop-up venues, and Alfredo's is one of those. We don't have a designated Alfredo's Pizzeria, but because Sabatini's is only available for dining, so for dinner, on the sea days, the Sabatini's restaurant is a casual pop-up venue for Alfredo's. So if you just want to come in, grab a pizza, grab some of the pastas or salads or something like that, then this is an opportunity to come in and experience the finest pizza at sea. Now, one thing I wanted to highlight is not all the dining is paid for. Casual dining, there is a nominal fee. For the full a la carte offering, it's about $25. Your specialty dining is about $55. And then your experiential dining is a little bit more expensive. The chef's table experience is about 140 US. It is absolutely out of this world, though. So it only seats 12 people. It's our head chef on board. You have a galley tour. And it gives free reign to our head chef to curate a 7-course degustation dinner. It's hosted by the maitre d' as well as our chief sommelier. It includes wine pairing. It is the most amazing experience. You can only purchase that on board. So if you're interested in the chef's table, you'll have to go straight to passenger services on the day of embarkation and book it nice and early. Now, plenty of included dining. We've got 24-hour dining. We've got ice cream. We've got pizza. We've got all of those different kind of things. But what we've also got are 2 specialty dinings in Sabatini's and a brand new feature, which is our Churrasco, which is a Brazilian-style barbecue restaurant, which is amazing for those carnivores out there. Now, this kind of is a bit of a nice segue to our Princess Plus and Princess Premier fares. We have 3 different types of fares. We've got Princess Standard, Princess Plus, and Princess Premier. Princess Standard, no frills, get me on board. I just want to cruise, easy peasy. Princess Plus is where we're now starting to have more of those inclusions. So it's going to include the Ocean Now delivery, activation, as well as room service. It's going to include premium desserts. It's going to include your unlimited juice bar. Wi-Fi is included there, which is 35 AUD per person per day if you were to purchase that separately. It includes a beverage package, which includes unlimited soft drinks, unlimited barista-style coffees, and includes alcoholic beverages up to the cost of 22 Australian dollars. And you get 15 alcoholic beverages a day. It's pretty much everything that you could possibly need. But what you can see there, it will also include 2 of the casual dinings as well. So then when we then look at the Princess Premier, you've got even more inclusions, which includes beverages up to $30 now. But most importantly, you're actually going to get 2 of the specialty dining, unlimited casual dining, as well as photos, reserved seating in the theatre for our production shows, amongst many other things. Now, your Princess Plus is $65 a day. It is, without a shadow of a doubt, the best price package available in the cruising industry. Princess Premier at $95 a day. If you want to learn more, speak to Cruise Express and they can highlight all the benefits of booking a bundle. Now, of course, we want to make sure you are going to have a superb night's sleep, and our beautiful Diamond Princess has all the different accommodation offerings you can expect. We've got interiors, very comfortable. We've got ocean views, letting that natural light in. You've got your balconies. We've got our brand new reserve collection, which is our mini suites. And of course, we have our most premium signature suites. And we also have 2 cabins on board the Diamond Princess, which are our S8 category suites. They can accommodate up to 8 passengers. So if you are traveling as a large family, multi-generational, something like that, the S8 suite will definitely be a really great option. 2 bathrooms, 2 bedrooms, pull-out sofas to accommodate 8 guests. It's a really great option for those multi-generational cruises. Now, we're going to Japan because we want to experience Japan. We want to get the most out of Japan. And I will definitely highlight the benefits of booking a shore excursion with us. Now, this isn't mandatory for all of them, for all of the ports of call. Some ports of call, you are docking very, very close to the town centre itself. And you can get off, you can walk, you can enjoy, you can get the most out of that destination without booking a shore excursion. That is absolutely fine. Some ports of call, the actual kind of main attraction that we're visiting is a little bit further inland. So a good example of this is the port of Miyazaki. The main kind of draw card is Abruzzo. So Abruzzo was the home of one of the kings of one of the old kingdoms. There is a big fortress there. Beautiful place. It's absolutely exquisite. During the spring flower season, there's cherry blossom everywhere. We offer a tour which explores that entire fortress. Then we'll get you out to see, they're called the Devil's Rocks. And then you go to a beautiful shrine, which is actually in a cave. So it's an amazing shore excursion. But as an FYI, Abruzzo is 45-minute drive inland from the port of Miyazaki. Miyazaki is a working cruise terminal, so you can't just kind of get off and walk around. There's nothing really to see. So what you want to do is just kind of do a bit of research, have a look at the different ports of call. If you are seeing that the actual kind of main draw cards are further inland, I definitely recommend that you book a shore excursion with Princess. The reason for that is if, the car breaks down on the way back to the ship, something like that, we know what's happened. We're going to wait for you. If you have done independent travel and the same thing happens, if you are late back to the ship, we're going to leave without you, okay? So we always recommend doing a shore excursion. We have a best price guarantee. Make sure you're booking your shore excursion nice and early. If you find the same shore excursion in port or online, it's going to be the same shore excursion, then we will refund the difference as onboard credit, and we'll still book you on our shore excursion for the benefit of the safety. So great value for money, and I really recommend that you're booking your shore excursions through us. Obviously, it's your cruise. Whilst on board, you can do whatever you want to enjoy your time, but I strongly recommend that you do get off the ship as much as you can, because there is so much to see. There is temples, there's gardens, there's food tours, there's just so much in Japan to see and explore. one cruise isn't enough. One lifetime isn't enough. You could be there for 10 lifetimes and still only scratch the surface of Japan. So I definitely recommend getting off the ship and making sure that you are seeing as much as possible. Now, with that, we are going to talk about this amazing package being offered from the awesome team at Cruise Express. Now, the cruise portion is an 11-day sailing leaving Yokohama on the 5th of April next year in 2025. Now, this is going to be height of the season for cherry blossom as well as the plum blossom, which is a truly majestic time to be in this part of the world. You're going to be exploring the full length of the island of Honshu, going from the very top, from Aomori, all the way down to the very bottom of Kyushu by visiting Nagasaki. And this literally combines with the land portion being offered by Cruise Express. So you are going to explore an awful lot of this amazing country. Now, I could give you all the information about every single port of call, but we're going to be here for 45 minutes to an hour. So I've just chosen 3 ports of call that I just wanted to talk about because they're some of the highlights, really. Now, of course, we're going to be starting and ending this cruise in Yokohama. Yokohama is an amazing destination in itself. It's Japan's second largest city and is the largest port for Japan. It is the closest port as well from Tokyo, which is in itself an amazing draw card. There's so much to Tokyo. It's an overwhelming destination for the senses in a really great way. Just visually stimulating. There's so much hustle and bustle. The food is superb. And it's just the most amazing city. There is no place in the world like Tokyo. Sometimes when we talk about just how big Tokyo is and how populous, it's obviously the most populated city in the world. Sometimes people go, oh, is it going to be a bit much? The wonderful thing about Tokyo, despite how many people there are, they are the politest, most organized, most beautiful people in the entire world. It's fantastic. You can see here the middle picture at the top there. That's us getting on the bullet train. The wonderful thing is people stand in queue. They're so courteous. There's no, pushing or shoving or anything like that. It's very organized. You never feel overwhelmed. And it's a really lovely experience to travel around. The picture there at the very top right-hand side, that is the Shibuya crossing, a bit of an iconic destination, the world's busiest crossing, pedestrian crossing. So at its peak, they receive up to 2,500 people using that crossing in one go. It is crazy. And of course, just there at the port of Shinjuku, or the train port, I should say, the little train station there. The train station of Shinjuku is the world's busiest. Every single day, they will receive between 2.7 and 3.2 million people traversing the Shinjuku train station every single day. It is unbelievable. It is absolutely unbelievable. So when you hear those kind of numbers and figures, you're going, oh, this is just going to be crazy. It's going to be too much. And it really isn't, because everyone is so kind. Everyone is so polite. Everyone is so organized. It's just a wonderful experience. And then when you get to Shinjuku, you get to visit amazing things like this, that picture on the left-hand side. I'm not sure if you can zoom in, but that kind of little bobbly bit at the end of the street there, that is the head of Godzilla. So that is a hotel which has its very own Godzilla. You can go to that hotel, you can go up to that floor and have a picture taken with Godzilla himself. Sometimes you'll hear people talking about Tokyo as being quite an expensive place. I did not see that one bit. We went for lunch and dinner in Shinjuku. Lunch, so we had lunch, so it was katsu curry with a drink. It was $9 Australian. Very, very cheap. That night we went for a beautiful dinner. We had more than one drink. We had a bit of sake. We tried a lot of different things. 37 AUD. So if I'm honest, I did not find Tokyo expensive at all. Now, of course, there on the right-hand side, the bottom right-hand side, that is on board the gorgeous Diamond Princess at the back end of the ship, overlooking Yokohama, which is, like I say, the second biggest city and a very, very affluent port. It's very, very wealthy. Now, on the day of embarkation, quite often people will want to be the first on the ship, and sometimes you can get a few queues and things like that at Yokohama. I personally recommend going to the large warehouse. You can't miss it. It's a big red building. It's an old warehouse which has been converted into kind of thrift shops as well as restaurants. Great spot to go in, get a coffee, have a drink, grab a bite to eat, go through the shops, get some knickknacks, get some souvenirs, let the vast majority of guests get on board, then get there about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. You're just going to walk straight on the ship. It's just so easy. And then as you leave Yokohama, we will have our traditional ceremony, which is the picture in the middle at the bottom there. So to make sure we are sailing with good fortune, we will have this ceremony where we actually break a big cask of sake. This is done by our F&B director, our hotel general manager, and of course, our captain aboard the ship. Once we crack that cask of sake, for good luck, we will then also share the sake around to all those attendees as long as you are 19 years of age and older. Once we get sailing on this particular itinerary, the first port of call is going to be Nagasaki. Now, Nagasaki is a very famous destination for sadly the wrong reason. Obviously, this was a destination that was bombed during the Second World War, and it is a very, very somber port of call. There's no two ways about it. One thing I would say about Nagasaki is you don't necessarily need a shore excursion. This is a port of call. I'd say you're more than fine to literally walk off the ship. There's little tram systems which are very, very easy to use. They're super, super easy. You literally jump on the tram, you get to one little tram stop, you then jump on the other side and it takes you to the museum. The signs are in English as well as Japanese, so it is very, very easy. If you have any questions, ask the people at the cruise terminal. They will help you. There's loads of people there to assist you. They give you maps. It's a really, really simple way to get around, so you don't necessarily need a shore excursion for this port. What you can do then is you jump onto the tram, then make your way to the Garden of Peace, which is where you'll find this beautiful statue on the left-hand side here. So the reason why he's sitting the way he is, the hand going straight up in the air like this, is highlighting that this was the port. This is the point where the atomic bomb was actually dropped. And then the left arm is basically signaling, let's look to the horizon and find peace. So, like I say, it's a really, really somber place. We went then from the Garden of Peace to basically point zero where the bomb was dropped. And there is only one pillar that survived the actual bombing, which is the picture in the middle at the top there. That tall pillar on the left-hand side was the only thing that survived the atomic bomb. Now, literally, the entire city was completely flattened. When the bomb was dropped, it was 11:01 or 11:02 in the morning, and you can see the clock there on the top right-hand side, frozen in time, highlighting when that atomic bomb was dropped. So when you go from the Garden of Peace, you go to the point zero, you then make your way up towards the museum itself. And it is very it's very somber. It's an awful lot. It's very emotional. There's no two ways about it. I was there with 10 travel agents. 3 of the travel agents got a bit overwhelmed and they said, I'm kind of gonna have to go outside and have a breath of fresh air. So you are warned, but I personally think it's something that you kind of have to do when you're there. It's knowledge is power, and it's an amazing place. When we came out of the museum, we were walking back through the garden, and there was 3 school children kind of groups from 3 different schools, and they all collectively sang in the gardens. Literally brought me to tears. So all the school children make trips to this destination so they can learn about the history and all this kind of stuff. It's an amazing experience. You'll see an awful lot of cranes. So the idea is if you can build 1,000 cranes, you can see that picture there at the middle at the bottom. That's a paper crane there. The idea is if you can build 1,000 cranes, then you get peace, or you can actually cure an illness. And there was a girl that sadly received cancer. She got cancer because of the radiation from the bombing. Whilst in hospital, she started making these cranes. She got to 999 and then sadly passed. So they have the 999 cranes actually displayed in the museum. So it's those kind of things. An amazing port. I wouldn't have changed the experience for the world. And like I say, nice and easy. You can get off, use the tram system. We're there all day. And what was absolutely incredible is when we left this port, we were sent off by a Japanese drum performance. So we came back and I was a bit like, "Whoa, that was a lot today." Got into my stateroom and I was going, "What is that noise? What the heck is that noise?" Opened up the balcony door to hear this booming drum performance. And for half an hour, there was this incredible drum performance, which boomed throughout the entire city of Nagasaki to say farewell. It was just absolutely incredible and a really wonderful port of call. And I know you'll love it. The next port that you're going to visit is going to be in Busan. Now, Busan is not in Japan, it's actually in South Korea. I've been to South Korea a number of times and it is one of my favorite places in the world. I adore South Korea. It is just wonderful. Very similar to Japan. It is extremely clean. The people are just so wonderful and so friendly. The food is absolutely amazing. And there's just so much to do in Busan. You can do a short excursion if you want to make life a little bit easier for yourself. If you don't mind walking, then you can jump in taxis. There are plenty of taxis located at the port there. So one thing I'd recommend is visiting Gangcheon. So this is the picture on the left-hand side there, as well as the bottom right-hand side. So around 20 to 30 years ago, this area was extremely rough, very, very rough, high crime level, stuff like this. And the local kind of council and the government went, we just want to stop this. We want to remove all this. And we want to make the place look more inviting. So they reached out to local artists. They gave them a budget of $100,000 and said, can you really kind of re-energize this place, make it more inviting? And they did one better. They all moved in. So this entire town is completely populated by artists, all these artisanal artists creating so many cool pieces. And you just walk the streets, loads of quirky pieces. You can see these sculptures here on the left-hand side that you can have a picture with, overlooking the valley there. Wonderful place and something I definitely recommend. Now, Busan is very famous for its markets. So in the top right-hand side there, you can see the different pictures from the seafood market there. That seafood market is the biggest seafood market in Asia and the second biggest seafood market in the world. If you like seafood, this is the place you need to go. So what you can do, you can walk along. I mean, you can see the size of the prawns there. There's a person sitting in the back. Look at the size of those prawns. They're bigger than his arm. They're absolutely enormous. And the great thing about this market is you can literally go up to the seller and say, can I grab 3 of these prawns? Buy those prawns. And then inside, upstairs, they're all different restaurants. So you can take this fresh produce and they will cook it for you right there. It's all been freshly caught that morning. You cannot eat any fresher. There is so much different seafood, so diverse, an amazing place to visit. There's also another food market just walking distance from here, which is absolutely superb. So if seafood's not your thing, believe you me, there is plenty on offer. Another thing that Busan is very, very famous for is its movie scene. So South Korea is one of the #1 destinations in the world for cinema. Obviously, Parasite won the Oscar, was it 2 years ago? They've got an amazing movie scene, and the Busan Film Festival is actually now bigger than the Oscars. It is absolutely enormous and very similar to Hollywood. They have their own kind of little Hollywood boulevard down the strip there. And you can see a picture of those hands. I think the one on the bottom from memory, when I took it, that was of Willem Dafoe. So they have lots of different famous actors and different directors and things like that that you can come and explore. So much to do in Busan. I could talk about this port for a long, long time. But again, it depends on what you would like to do. What I did that day, I got a taxi to Gamcheon, and then we walked all the way back to the ship. The walk will take a couple of hours, but we just meandered the streets. We went via the markets. We went via the seafood market. We went via the Hollywood kind of boulevard. We had a bite to eat. It was just an amazing day. So loads to do in Busan. Or, of course, if you want something a little bit more structured, feel free to jump into a shore excursion. Now, we have missed a couple of ports because I really wanted to talk about the port of Kanatsawa. Now, the 5th port on this itinerary that's been offered by Cruise Express visits Kanatsawa. This is a UNESCO heritage site and is truly memorable. It really, really is. Now, the picture there on the top left-hand side there is actually inside the kind of town of Kanatsawa itself, a traditional city that has not changed for centuries. Wooden buildings, they don't have windows, they are paper windows. Okay, so it's that very traditional Japanese buildings. This is a place where you will see geishas just kind of walking and roaming. It's a destination where you can actually dress up as a geisha or a samurai yourself, get a photo shoot, and become, you know, kind of part of that Japanese culture during the day. It's really awesome. There's some of the most beautiful gardens available to you as well. You can see just how pristine they are. And of course, this cruise is going to be departing in April. So guess what? You're going to see plenty of those gorgeous cherry blossom trees. And also, one thing that doesn't get talked about enough, the plum blossom. Plum blossom is absolutely beautiful. It really is. A different color, but absolutely stunning as well. So just wanted to highlight some of the ports there, give you a little bit of a taster of what you can expect on board this amazing itinerary. I know you'll absolutely adore it, but this is so much more than just a cruise as well. This is a land as well as cruise package being offered exclusively by Cruise Express. Now, with that, I'd love to introduce two superb people from Cruise Express. We've got the amazing Eula, who's product manager with Cruise Express, and we're also joined by Kathy, who's in charge of marketing and events at Cruise Express. And I'm going to hand over now so they can actually explain more about the actual overall package being offered by the team at Cruise Express. Thank you so much, ladies.
Thank you, David. Thank you very much. Okay, thank you everyone for coming to join us. As David said initially, please, if you have any questions throughout the presentation, you can include them in the chat below. Now, David spoke about an incredible experience about cruising Japan with Princess, and in particular the Diamond Princess, and all the benefits and features on board. What we want to do today is add in what are the benefits of touring Japan with a land and sea combination. And we've got a fantastic tour in 2025 called The Blossoms of Japan. Next slide. Great. So Japan is truly timeless. It's a place where ancient traditions fuse with modern life, as it were the most natural thing in the world. And that's a quote from Lonely Planet. And that is really what we try and promote throughout the tour. We want to show you, infuse you, let you experience the essence of Japan, the modern, the traditional, the slow pace, the fast pace, and the experiences on land and sea combinations. Okay, so just a quick overview of the tour, the information and inclusions. So we're offering a 21-night tour, which starts on the 27th of March, 2025, and ends on the 17th of April, 2025. Overall, it's a very inclusive, comprehensive, and delightful combination. So we include your flights to and from Australia. We include transfers to and from each location. We include a 9-night hosted land tour of Japan, which will visit different areas to what the cruise does. We offer multi-city stays to give you an opportunity to explore more. So we don't just stay kind of one night in each port, in each city. We do multi-night stays to give you a chance to experience, to relax, and to take in what you're seeing. Throughout, you're escorted by a dedicated Cruise Express tour manager that travels with you from the first day to the last day. And they're there in addition to local guides on the ground, in addition to Princess's staff on board. They're really there to look after you and after your needs, to manage the day-to-day running of the tour, address any issues that might come up, give you any hot tips about restaurants or what to do if you have free time. So they're really there to look after the small group. Okay, and this is just a sort of a quick an overview of what is included in our land and sea tour. And what we actually will do after the presentation is, to everyone that's registered, we're going to send you a brochure on our Blossoms trip. Just in case you haven't received one, it will be a PDF copy of the day-by-day itinerary and the inclusions after the presentation. So this brilliant tour, as I said before, 21 nights and 9 nights on land. And what we will do during the land is, in each city, we offer excellent sightseeing. So we visit on land, we visit Tokyo, and we stay there for 3 nights. And in Tokyo, we do a lot of sightseeing. We see shrines and different temples. Then we visit Kyoto for 2 nights, Osaka for 2 nights, and then Hakone and Yokohama for 1 night, respectively. So as you can see, in the main kind of major cities that do offer a lot of sightseeing, we offer multi-night stays. So part of the excellent sightseeing during the tour will be shrines, will be temples, will be fish markets, will be gardens to see the beautiful blossoms. The advantage of also doing a land tour is we don't necessarily visit the same sort of type of sightseeing in every location. So we don't do fish markets in every city, even though they're there and it's a big highlight. We will pick and choose. So throughout the land component and the cruise component, you'll actually get a combination of different experiences in Japan. So land and sea experiences, David explained those really, really well. In the land, it's quite an extensive 9 nights of touring. We are moving, we are walking, we are on the coach, we are seeing and experiencing things all the time. So it's quite intensive. You take a lot in. But then we offer this wonderful, in conjunction with Princess Cruising, wonderful 11-night cruise around Japan. This is more of a time where you can relax on board a little bit, take in everything that you've just seen, and do those shore excursions if you want to in different ports. So starting off with an extensive land component, finishing off with a more relaxed cruise component.
The best of both worlds.
Yes. We offer on the tour a really nice mix of organized and structured sightseeing, where you are with a cruise express manager and a local guide, and also a mix of relaxed free time, so that you don't feel that you're constantly together with people in a group being told what to do, where to go. So in every place there will be a little bit of free time. The cruise express manager will advise for anyone that is interested on things that they can do. But this will give you an opportunity, if you want to kind of step away from that structured sightseeing for a little bit, either relax in your hotel room or walk around, slowly taking things in. You can do that. There is an opportunity for it. Throughout the tour, we offer also a really wonderful mix of cultural experiences. And cultural experiences are really intertwined everywhere in Japan. And we offer things like sumo demonstration. So we go and see a sumo wrestling demonstration. We do a sushi making workshop. We see a geisha performance. So again, those things intertwine with structured sightseeing, just to give you more of an understanding around the history, the people, and the culture of Japan. The hotels that we use are all very centrally located, usually 4-star hotels. The brochure will mention the hotels that we're using. So when you arrive to a hotel and you've got some free time in the evening, you can walk out and you're kind of in that main kind of area, touristy area, where you can sightsee on your own, walk around on your own, and you're not far removed from that city center. One of the hotels that we stay in is a traditional Japanese hotel, which offers natural hot springs on its grounds. So we stay there for 1 night, and it's a really beautiful experience. Now, also final little picture there, the bullet train. So during the tour, we offer different modes of transport. So on the land component, you will be traveling by coach and you will be traveling by bullet train. So those fast trains to get you from place to place in Japan. As David said, everything is very orderly, even though there are lots of people, it's not overwhelming. It's quite straightforward to move from place to place. The reason why we offer those different modes of transport is, again, to immerse you into the culture, because that is also how the local people travel between cities. So bullet trains, coaches, they'll be walking as well during the tours, and of course on the cruise, you'll be cruising from place to place. Now, David mentioned shore excursions, and as part of the tour, we will offer our group an exclusive kind of shore excursion package that you can do with us during your cruise. And for those that like organized sightseeing and prefer to know and be taken everywhere, you can choose that option. And that will come out later on in the season. We will send out to everyone that's registered for the tour an option of available shore excursions that are bookable with Cruise Express. Mm-hmm. If you're someone that enjoys a bit of free time and you don't want to always be kind of in a group, and you prefer that during the cruise to have your kind of own time and decide on what to do yourself, absolutely fine as well. So it's quite a beautiful mix of touring, relaxing, scheduled sightseeing, and lots of options. Yeah.
I was just going to say as well, if you have a look at our website, there's a drop-down menu called Photo Gallery. And as we've been running this tour for, gosh, I don't know how many years now, we've been multiple times backwards and forwards to Japan, but you can have a look at different photo galleries throughout the years, and you can get a bit of an understanding of what to experience with the sumo wrestling or the tea ceremonies, the geisha, sushi making, the fun classes, the cooking classes, getting really involved, getting your hands in there and getting dirty. So there's a lot of information from the photographs that you can actually enjoy as well.
All right, so that's
probably up for us.
Yeah, that's all from us. So if you have any questions, you want to get in touch, you would like to book, this is our number and our email address. Please contact us. Our team is here to help you and answer any questions you might have.
And every year, just so you do know, it's not just a sales pitch, but every year these tours absolutely do sell out. They're very